missed you. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Great. So, I heard that you want to go to sleep. Yup. And I was thinking, what if I read you a story before you go to bed? Or before you sleep, basically. What do you think? You'd love that. But you want to know what the story is? Well, it's right behind me. It's the cute little Barnaby. The cute little Barnaby. It's 3 short stories about the same bear. Of course, it's a bear story. You want to get started? Let's go. Okay. Barnaby was a little bear with a big love for honey. Not just any honey, but the kind that dripped from the big golden hive at the very top of Whispering Woods. The bees there made the sweetest, most delicious honey in the entire forest, and Barnaby's tummy rumbled just thinking about it. One sunny morning, he set out on his quest. He trudged past the chattering squirrels, who were busy burying their acorns, and waved to the wise old owl perched on a branch, who hooted a friendly hello. As he neared the honey tree, he spotted a tiny ladybug with a single spot on her back, looking a bit lost. "Are you okay?" Barnaby asked, his voice soft. The ladybug, whose name was Dot, wiggled her antenna. "I'm looking for the sunniest patch of clover," she chirped, "but I think I've taken a wrong turn." Barnaby knew exactly where the best clover grew. It was right by the sparkling stream, a bit of a detour from his honey mission. He looked at the giant tree, so close he could almost taste honey, and then at the little ladybug, so small and in need of help. His honey-loving tummy made a little protest, but his big, kind heart won out. "I can show you the way," he said with a smile. Together, they made their way to the stream. Barnaby pointed with his little paw to a meadow filled with bright purple and white clover. Dot buzzed with happiness. Thank you," she exclaimed, a tiny beam of sunlight catching her shiny wings. "You're the kindest bear in the whole forest." Barnaby felt a warm glow are still in the same story. Don't go anywhere, bestie. The next day, as Barnaby was ambling through the woods, a chorus of tiny voices called out to him, "Barnaby, Barnaby." It was Dot, but she wasn't alone. She was with a whole group of her ladybug friends, their little spots gleaming in the sun. "This is Barnaby," Dot announced proudly, "the bear who helped me find the clover meadow." The ladybugs all buzzed and wiggled their antenna in a friendly greeting. "We heard you're the best," one of them chirped. Barnaby's cheeks flushed with pleasure. He hadn't expected to be a hero to the ladybugs. He spent the afternoon with them, showing them the smoothest pebbles in the stream and the sturdiest leaves for them to rest on. Later that week, a squirrel named Sammy scurried up to Barnaby. "The big storm knocked down my acorn pile," he chattered sadly. "I can't find them all." Without a moment's hesitation, Barnaby helped him. He used his big paws to carefully sift through the fallen leaves and sticks, and together they managed to gather almost every last acorn. Sammy thanked him profusely, his bushy tail wagging with gratitude. As the days turned into weeks, Barnaby found that his honey-seeking adventures often led to new opportunities to help his friends. He would help a little bird find the softest nest, guide a lost fawn back to its mother, or even assist the grumpy badger in finding a juicy root. Barnaby still loved honey, of course, but now, every time he enjoyed a spoonful of the golden treat, he thought of all the friends he had made. He had learned that the sweetest thing in the world wasn't honey at all. It was the feeling of a happy heart that comes from being kind to others. And for Barney, that was a treat worth more than all the honey in the whispering woods. How you like the first story? Very relaxing, reminds us of our childhood stories. Yeah. Are you ready to move on to the next story? It's also about Barnaby. Turn the page. Barnaby's Great Adventure. One afternoon, a new sound echoed through the woods. It wasn't the chattering of squirrels or the hooting of owls. It was a loud, frantic squealing. Barnaby followed the sound to the edge of the forest and found a small, terrified hedgehog stuck in a prickly bush. Her name was Hazel, and she was so tangled she couldn't move. Barnaby knew he had to be gentle. With his big, clumsy paws, he carefully nudged the branches away from Hazel's little spines. He worked slowly, humming a soft tune to keep her calm. Finally, with the last gentle push, she was free. "Oh, thank you," Hazel squeaked, her nose twitching with relief. "I'm new to these woods and I got all turned around." Barnaby smiled. knew a lot about what was happening on the forest floor. What do you think? That's the second story. It's just a bunch of short stories. Are you ready to hear the final one? And then you can sleep soundly. Are you having fun with Barnaby? I am having fun. I love bears, 'cause I'm a bear. The Big Forest Celebration. One evening, as a full moon rose over the trees, the wise old owl hooted a message to everyone in the woods. Gather everyone, it is time for the annual moonlight feast. Barnaby's heart fluttered with excitement. He loved the feast. Everyone brought something to share, and it was the one night of the year when all the forest creatures, big and small, came together. The night of the feast, Barnaby carried a large pot of his finest honey. As he approached the clearing, he saw his friends. Dot the ladybug and all her friends were fluttering around a patch of wildflowers. Sammy the squirrel was chattering happily with the other squirrels, and Hazel the hedgehog was telling a story to a group of young mice. When Barnaby placed his honey on the feasting log, a ripple of delight went through the crowd. "Barnaby's honey!" they all exclaimed. As everyone enjoyed the feast, the wise old owl stood on a branch and spoke. "Tonight, we celebrate our community and the kindness that holds us all together. We must thank our friend Barnaby, who has shown us what a truly kind heart can do." The forest creatures cheered for Barnaby. Why did I say Barney? Barnaby. He felt a blush creep up his neck, but as he looked at his friends, Dot, Sammy, Hazel, and so many others, he realized that his greatest treasure wasn't a pot of honey. It was the feeling of belonging, the warmth of friendship, and the knowledge that every act of kindness, no matter how small, made the world a sweeter place for everyone. And as he shared his honey with all his friends, he felt a joy that was deeper and richer than any honey he had ever tasted. What do you think? What do you think about Barnaby? Isn't he a cute bear? Very helpful and loves honey. Yeah. I know. Did you like it? Did you like the stories? You want one more? Okay, I think there's one more. Okay. It's called A New Season, A New Challenge. As the crisp air of autumn began to settle over the Whispering Woods, a new challenge arrived. The stream, which had always bubbled and flowed freely, began to slow to a trickle. A large dam of sticks and mud, built by an eager but inexperienced group of beavers, had accidentally blocked its path. The thirsty plants drooped, and the fish wise old owl helped, hooting encouragement from his perch and offering advice on where the water would flow most naturally. Barnaby, oh my god, why do I keep reading it Barney? Barnaby, with his great strength, moved the biggest logs. It was a long day of hard work, but by sunset, the stream was flowing freely again, sparkling in the moonlight. The beavers, full of gratitude, brought Barnaby the biggest, juiciest branches they could find. Barnaby thanked them, but what made him happiest was seeing the relief on the faces of all the animals as the water returned to their parts of the woods. Life in the Whispering Woods went on, and Barnaby's fame as the kindest bear in the forest only grew. He was no longer just the bear who loved honey. He was the bear who helped his friends, who solved problems with a kind heart, and who showed everyone that working together made everything better. One day, as he sat outside his den, savoring a spoonful of honey, he smiled. He thought back to his first journey to the honey tree, a journey driven by a simple, delicious craving. Now, his adventures were about so much more. He had a rich tapestry of friendships woven from shared acts of kindness, and a heart full of joy that was sweeter than any honey. And so, Barnaby the bear lived a life filled with simple pleasures and profound happiness, knowing that while a pot of honey could fill his tummy, a kind heart could fill his world with friends and warmth forever. That was it, bestie. I hope this was so